I'm Katie, and I'm on the sales team at the Treasury Venue Collection.
Hi, I'm Bridie, and I'm the Senior Wedding and Events Sales Manager. So kind of first step for a couple to ask when they are first starting that search for their venues is, does this fit the aesthetic that I'm looking for? Do you want a barn wedding? Do you want outdoor backyard vibes? Do you want garden party, or do you want ballroom? I think there is a lot to be said for the uniqueness of a venue. Is this something that you've seen 100 times before? Is it something that your guests have seen 100 times before? There is so much to be said for St. Augustine specifically, with the aesthetics being so unique just based on the history of the location. So I think that's a really good first step for couples. And then of course, how many guests are you looking to have? If your guest count doesn't fit into the venue, that's a huge first step.
Okay, so as far as shopping for a venue and looking to make sure that it's a good experience for your guests, a lot of couples have to consider, where the location is. So here in St. Augustine, it's obviously a destination. A lot of people want to come and visit, and we are surrounded by hotels, Airbnbs, B&Bs, places for their guests to stay. So kind of giving them a variety to choose from. And a lot of these hotels are in walking distance to our venues, which is really great. So you have to think about that in terms of like parking for your guests. Are they going to be Ubering, walking? How easy is it for the town that you're booking with? Is it for your guests to get around, and what is that town offering for your guest as well?
So as far as kind of transportation goes when it comes to your wedding venue, is this something that you want to shuttle everybody from the hotel? A lot of places have really beautiful venues that maybe are a little bit farther out of a town. And with that, it's fun, put everybody on a shuttle and they get to hang out and chit chat on their way to your venue. Or would you rather them have a 5-minute commute? When it comes to things like St. Augustine specifically, there's so much to do that is in the historic district right near the venues, and that's really cool. The beach is also beautiful. So maybe you want to book a hotel a little bit further out of town, especially during timelines like Nights of Lights. Maybe you want your guests to have a little bit more accessibility to, move and groove, do what they want to do with their weekend here. And then they're just getting shuttled into town or Ubering for your wedding.
Yeah, so if you're looking to book, whether it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can really create a whole wedding weekend experience for your guests. And something that's beautiful about St. Augustine is there's so much for your guests to do. So you're not having to entertain them throughout the weekend. You can, of course, do the rehearsal dinner or welcome party or the goodbye brunch, but you don't have to do really all of those things because there's so much to do as far as restaurants and shopping and bars and things like that for them to enjoy while they're in town. So you're really giving them a really great weekend away.
So as far as budget goes, that's obviously a really important first step when you're starting your wedding planning. When it comes to, your budget for your venue specifically, for some people, you want to put a lot of money towards that venue because you want the venue to speak for itself. You want that to be the decor, you want that to be the ambiance. A lot of different venues offer packages. Is that something that's going to help out with your budget? Doing an all-inclusive, a semi-inclusive, or do you want to take the reins and hire all of your own vendors? All of those things come into play. So it's really important to ask your venues that you're reaching out to, what packages do you offer? How does that play into my overall budget? What portion of my budget should be going towards my venue if I am going to go ahead and do all of the vendors on my own?
Yeah, so it's important to, when you're venue shopping, to see what amenities that your venues offer that you're looking at. So for us specifically, we do offer all the tables and chairs in-house, which is really nice to have that built into the venue rental. We also provide a dedicated support staff and an event manager too from our team that we've been working with you on venue logistics, floor plans, things like that, the bar service, since we run that completely in-house. And then just other things like upgraded packages, looking to see what else that your venue is going to be able to offer you as far as like maybe lighting goes and fun things like that to get the party started.
A really nice thing about our venues too is that we only host one event per day. Yeah. So it is just going to be you and your people in here on wedding day. You're not going to run into another big party.
Yeah, so at the Treasury, because we only host one event per day, you get to really choose your start time for ceremony or reception. A lot of our couples love to time that with the sunset so they can get those photos outside, but you really get to customize that, and that really determines like your end time and how long you want the party to go for and fun things like that.
When it comes to our custom package, we just require that you choose a coordinator and a caterer off of our vendor list. We've got several options for each of those for you to choose from, so you still get a lot of leeway there. Now, any of your other vendors, so florals, photography, band or DJ, officiant, anything like that is completely up to you guys, just as long as they're licensed and insured. Gives you guys so much leeway in your budget, in your personal preferences, and make the day completely your own. Now, we do run the bar service entirely in-house, But what's really fun about that is about 3 months before your wedding, we're gonna bring you guys in for a bar tasting and you'll completely customize that bar service as well.
Yeah, so at our venues, we do provide you with a dedicated event manager. Now that is a woman on our team who's gonna be meeting you around 4 months out for your bar tasting. Typically is when you get to meet them for the first time. And they're gonna be on site helping with your venue floor plan, the logistics, and they'll be helping with that bar service since we do run that completely in-house. And they oversee our support staff that we provide on site. So those are gonna be the folks opening and closing the doors for your guests, leading them throughout the spaces and keeping the restrooms and the venue nice and clean throughout the night. So kind of the difference between, a lot of couples like to ask, like, what's the difference between a wedding coordinator and the event manager that we provide? So the wedding coordinator really is everything you, as far as like your personal decor goes and all of your details for like your full detailed wedding timeline for the day. So they're essentially running the show, and on the back end, that's where the event manager is handling all those venue logistics for you guys.
So next step, you have figured out that we meet the mark on your guest count, on your budget, on your location. You are loving this venue. What's next? Date availability. Do you have a specific date that you're looking for? Are you Saturdays only? Do you want the aesthetic date? You want October 10th so that your anniversary is beautiful every year? You need to reach out soon. Those dates are always the first to go. We want to make sure that we can accommodate you, but at the same time, there's several people on our team and we are always working. So we want to make sure that we get you all of those date options as soon as possible, so that you know your options. We can get you in sooner than later to see the venue and make sure that we're the right fit to get that party started.
Another thing to consider is just looking at pictures online, but also thinking about the reviews that are from previous couples. So if you go and look at those venues to see that they have glowing 5-star reviews and that their service was amazing, that's also something to consider, because of course the venue can be beautiful, but you want to make sure that that service level matches what you are paying for. A lot of companies go off of different platforms. You can definitely look directly at Google. You can look at the Knot, the Wedding Wire. Those are a lot of good places to find those reviews.
One of the best ways to reach out is directly through our website, and that's the case with most places. That's where you'll be able to put forth the most information, so that when we call you, we're ready to offer you the best information about our property. What is your guest count, your date preferences, your overall budget, and anything else that you want to share with us, so that when we get on that first phone call, we are ready to go.
Yeah, so usually during the initial phone call, we're talking about your guest count, we're talking about your overall budget. We kind of explain to you our different packages and like whether or not you want that all-inclusive, semi-inclusive, or if you want to customize your wedding. So really just getting to know you and figuring out what your overall vision is. For that initial phone call, some important things that you need to have is, first of all, it's going to be your budget. So having a good idea of what you're looking to spend on your wedding. And then second is going to be your guest count. That way we can tell you the property that fits best for that. And then when we get that information from you, we can decide what packages that you qualify for or what the best route is to go before booking a tour with us.
So when the time comes to actually book your tour, you're going to want to make sure that you find a day that works best for you to take your time and take in the venues. For the Treasury Venue Collection, we do offer tours 7 days a week. I would say a really nice option, if you have the time, carve out that time on a weekday. We offer those tours 7 days a week because we want to be as accommodating as possible. When we have events going on, that does limit our tour time just a little bit, because we want to make sure that the couple has their time and their private space on wedding day. So getting that weekday tour in, that's going to get you guys plenty of time. Take your time in this space, enjoy it. If you guys want to circle back around on anything, we can do that. So it makes for a really, really nice tour experience. Once we get you guys in here for your venue tour, we are going to cover a ton of information. We know you guys are excited. You've got your list of questions. We're going to cover all of it. So as we're going through the venues, we're going to be covering overall flow for your guests, your timeline on wedding day with us. We're going to cover logistics, vendors, everything that you can think of, and then we recap it all. And any questions that haven't been answered will get answered at the end of the tour.
We are very informative on the tour, so we're going to be throwing a lot of information at you, but it's so great because once you're done with your tour, we're going to sit down with you and we're actually going to go through that information and run through things like steps moving forward. So maybe you're going to be holding a date. We can talk about like how to secure that date for you, what all that we require for that contract process and things like that. So that information is also going to get sent to you via email as well. So we make sure that you go home with a nice packet so you have all the information that you need, and we will be following up as well with you.
We're very thorough. All right, so you're ready to book with us. You've been on your tour, you're in love, we're the place for you. We offer 48-hour courtesy holds. That is not a financial commitment. That is 2 days for you and your VIPs to talk amongst yourselves and make sure that we are 100% the place and that we are ready to go on that date. Now, every venue is going to require a signed contract as well as a deposit. That's the same for us here. So after that 48-hour courtesy hold is up, we will restart that hold, give you another 48 hours to review your contract.
Yeah, so once you're booked and you sign the contract with us, we go ahead and we introduce you to our events team so you can work with them with any questions that you have that are venue and bar related leading up to wedding day.
If you have any other questions, always feel free to reach out to our team. We are here to help you guys find out if we're the right fit or not. You can reach out to the sales team directly a lot of different ways, and we're always here to help.